All right, guys, what you see in front of you is, in my opinion, one of the best concealed appendix inside the waistband holster on the market. And that is the JM Custom Kydex appendix inside the waistband holster. This in particular is his original design. It is a wingless design appendix holster. And what that means is that the bump here serves as the wing that everybody's used to seeing. The dark wing, the mod wing, it doesn't matter. As you can see here, there is no external wing that rotates the grip in the body. It is integral to the holster. So one thing I like about that is it provides a very narrow holster. I want a very minimal holster, and with my body type, I can get away with this, okay? One of the cons, I'm gonna straight up tell you right now, is depending on the gun, the size of the gun, because he can adjust this bump here depending on what gun you get. Say something like a Glock 17 versus a Glock 26 with a much shorter grip, you don't need as aggressive of a bump to rotate it because you have less of a grip to rotate. What you get here is, if you can kind of tell, is that's pretty thick. On my body type and a lot of guys' body type, you're really not going to see it depending on how you dress, especially if you dress in a more baggier configuration. I don't, but it can show up especially depending on what type of belt clips you get here. I use the soft loops because I can wrap the tail end of my belt back across them, and what that does, it helps flatten them back out. So it is a con that you do get a little more belt grip there. One of the cool parts of the holster too is you can get a wedge, which you see here is I've added some Velcro on there, the soft side, which we'll get into wedges in a minute, so it's flat here. Cool part, what Tony has been doing besides the bump out here, which is integral, is on this one, what we have here, if you guys can see it, is what's called the extra tuck feature. It's basically a raindrop shaped wedge that goes pretty much almost all the way up the holster, and it provides an offset away from the body and also allows the holster to kind of rotate. As you can see there, it's rotating on the extra tuck feature, so it rotates with your body as you move around throughout the day. Now, this one here, as you can see here, this is for a Glock 17. It has the extra tuck feature, so keep watching. And what we're going to talk about is why I added this loop Velcro on this side of the extra tuck feature. Alright, quick angle change because I wanted you guys to get the most out of this part right here. This is a quick pro tip for the JM Custom Kydex appendix holster with the extra tuck feature. Now, if you're like me and you require and want a little bit more of a wedge and you want to maximize the concealment, what I am trying to do here as a right-handed shooter, as I take this grip, I'm trying to rotate it in here. Now, if I were to put a wedge on here, what I'm trying to do is actually tilt the grip that way. So it should be rotated on two different planes, all right? But with the extra tuck feature, what I have is basically an integral wedge in there, so it's pretty much locked in place. So what can I do to maximize that along with maximizing my concealment? What I like to do there is on this holster here, as you can see, it already has the loop Velcro in place. The loop should be done on the side because if you ever decide to use it as an inside the waistband holster, this is not going to eat you alive, or if you even change your mind. So what I like to do is actually place this on the opposite side of the extra tuck feature. This right here is another teardrop pad. It's from Dark Star Gear. What I like to do is actually kind of line it up with the bottom and actually angle it. So you can see here, it doesn't go straight up and down. It actually kind of goes back towards the grip there. Arrow towards the grip. Pro tip there. So what I'm going to do with the idea is, excuse me, red gun. What I am doing is now, not just this bump here, the wedge itself actually provides a double feature. So it not only brings the gun out, the wedge itself actually rotates the entire holster over. Okay, so that way it actually really tucks the Glock 17 grip into my belly, and I maximize the concealment of the holster itself. So you can see there from that view, That's what it should look like. Because the wedge is over here on this way, I'm actually getting the biggest bulge from the extra tuck feature, but because the wedge itself is actually rotating out that way. So it's actually looking like that on my body or something like that. So I'll put it on and I'll hopefully maximize my concealment for you guys. Alright, I am currently wearing a Glock 17 red gun with that holster, the appendix inside the waistband holster with the extra tuck feature and the foam wedge on top of it as shown before. So as I turn to the side and lift up my shirt, you can see that the grip is tucked into my side pretty tightly, which is what we want to hide the full-size grip. Turning to the other side, you can see that the wedge does its job by tucking the slide into my stomach appropriately, nice and firmly, while still being able to move throughout the day, which is what we want. This is basically my dad get up here, just a basic t-shirt, a little tighter around the chest and shoulders so I have a little more drape, again assisting in that concealability of a full-size firearm, which is what I carry. Now guys, I am not sponsored or endorsed by JM Custom Kydex in any way, shape, or form. I just want to give you guys good information. I hope that pro tip was enough for you to go check out the work there and hopefully put you in that right direction if you're struggling to find a proper appendix holster for you. I've been buying from Tony for years, and I can assure you he stands by his work, and I keep coming back to this, especially if you're looking for a minimalist design. I know the wing is hotness. I have got a plethora of holsters from high quality manufacturers, and I just keep coming back. So now I'm here to stay. I'm pretty much home and I'm good to go. So check them out, JM Custom Kydex. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you like and subscribe, and as always, hold your line.